Hi, Bashar. My question is, I've got dumped after a 26 years relationship, and as soon as she left me, she pretty much disappeared from my life, like I've never existed, and she moved on really quickly with someone else after 1 month, and all of this make me feel like I'm pretty much useless to her. And my question is, why do I still, 6 months later, allow her to make me feel like that? Because I know I'm not, and my son demonstrated to me every day, my friends do the same, so I know I'm not, but I just don't understand why I still allow her to make me feel like that. This is my question. Thank you.
She doesn't make you feel like that, you make yourself feel like that. So her actions are pointing out to you that you're the one diminishing yourself. You're the one believing in your lack of worth. So she's giving you an opportunity to overcome that challenge, to know that you are worthy because you are getting signs that you are. It's giving you the opportunity to choose which ones you really want to pay attention to, which ones you want to believe are true. So you are still in doubt about your worth, which is why you keep wondering why you keep reacting the way that you're reacting and why you feel the way you feel about the fact that she is giving you this opportunity. So this is an agreement you have made to overcome your lack of self-worth and know that you deserve to know that you are worthy as the signs are being given to you by others in your life. Choose the path you really prefer and let go of the path that you don't.
Greetings, Bashar. How are you?
Good day. Perfect. And you?
Oh, I'm perfect as always. Yeah, this has been pretty synchronistic. My Wi-Fi went out as soon as my Zoom started, and that was a fantastic synchronicity, and it's a great practice of just letting go of any insistence of any outcome and staying in a positive state.
Yes, and then being able to tap into the information you need in other ways, like
telepathically. Exactly. It's like if this conversation happened in this way, that would have been fantastic. And if it didn't, it would have served me just as it was in that way.
A good lesson in the idea we have already mentioned in this transmission, that it's not about what happens, it's about what you do with what happens that makes the difference in your reality. Yeah, so, amen. Well done.
Amen. So I was in Sedona for your transmission back in September. And I know, a lot of people were taken back from the political statements that you made. So was I, but I didn't say in a negative space. I quickly neutralized my beliefs and my feelings regarding those statements and went back to what you had just mentioned, that it's what we do that matters. It's the actions that we take. Anything outside of ourselves, it doesn't matter. And this has been such a fantastic opportunity for me to really hold true to my beliefs and not give in to any of these external circumstances. Because,
all right,
fast forward to the present time, we have a male candidate that is our, presidential leader again. And we all know what you had said regarding that. And it has really allowed me to address a lot of fears within myself and to transform those fears. So it has really just been a fantastic blessing, this whole situation.
All right. And we would like to address one more issue.
Go ahead.
Based on the surprise reactions that people had about the fact that we said anything at all regarding your politics, which is unusual for us. But the point is, it's not going to be that unusual in the future. Because as contact occurs, do you not think we're going to become more involved in every aspect of your society, including your politics? So the idea of conferring with our councils and the idea that we were allowed to even make anything close to what your people would perceive as a political statement is an indication of how close you are to contact in some form or another. Because we are going to be involved in every layer of your society, including your politics, your sociology, your economics, your religions, everything will shift. Everything will change. Our presence isn't going to leave any aspect of your society untouched. So we want you to understand how everything in some way, shape, or form will shift, but it will shift in a way that will allow you, all of you, to process what you need, to face the challenges that you need in a way that will serve humanity evolutionarily to the benefit of humanity for your forward momentum into the future. So realize when you are asking for contact, it doesn't mean we're going to remain aloof or separate from you in terms of the things that happen on your planet. We're going to be involved in every aspect of your society in many different ways, technologically, sociologically, politically, religiously, spiritually, really, economically, everything. So that's what contact really means. The fact that we could address something even similar to a political comment shows you how close you're getting to having our involvement on your planet.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you for those words. And I like to bring up another event that occurred to me when I was in Sedona.
Yes.
And so I had just gotten to Sedona a few days before the event, and I met my mother, who now lives in Sedona, at Bell Rock, and it was around 9 o'clock at night. So the stars were out, and we went for a short hike to get into the beautiful energy of Bell Rock. And it was just so amazing to be there. And just the thoughts that were coming to my mind where, I know contact is going to happen and is already happening. However, I don't need to put the insistence that contact does need to happen in order to feel fulfilled, in order to be happy, because I put so much emphasis on it over the past years, and so much pressure on myself to make all this happen. But ultimately, it's like that in itself is still a condition. Is still
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that you need contact, and in fact, not needing it is what actually allows it to happen more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so I was explaining this to my mom, and I really felt it within my heart, and it was so beautiful. And so we later went on back to the parking lot from Bell Rock. And as we were just about to get to the parking lot, I decided to stop and just take in the moment one last time, because it was that beautiful. I just wanted to soak every second of it in. And as I did that, I saw just the most amazing shooting star go from one end of the sky to another end of the sky. And that was just, my confirmation that I'm on the right track, another synchronicity. My question for you was that a shooting star, or was that possibly a ship that I had saw?
No, it was a shooting star, but the synchronicity is what's important for you. And you took it in the way that you needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, the fact that it was a shooting star even makes it not that much more beautiful, but it was just perfect the way it was. So, yes. Okay. So one last question. I've had a few gray owl encounters, and I know others have as well. What is the connection between the grays and the owls?
Well, they simply use owls to project the idea of a masked image, so that if it is really not an owl, it is simply something that you're familiar with that energetically represents them, but is a projected telepathic memory, so that you won't necessarily see them as they are, but see something that you are somewhat familiar with, that you don't necessarily freak out about, but you understand there may be something unusual about it. It's called a screen memory.
Okay. Why owls though? Why not another bird or another animal?
Well, they have very large eyes, like the grays.
Okay.
There are other animals that have been reported in those screen memories, like deer and some such animals along those lines. But owls, again, as you say, gray owls, well, gray, large eyes, and wisdom. Owls are wise in your archetype, yes?
They are. They are.
All right. And they are, in the night, because of their wing structure, very silent. They're suddenly upon you before you know it, because you don't hear them coming. So all of those qualities and attributes do fit the grays as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, I appreciate your time, and thank everybody, physical and non-physical, who's here participating in these interactions. All my love to you.
Our unconditional love to you as well. Avail. Good day.
Iliabe, thank you.
Hello. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to Daryl and Bashar for all that they do for us. I have a question I'd like to ask Bashar, please. I understand from his teachings that when we are awake in the physical reality that we know, we are actually asleep because we are still in spirit and we have never left spirit. If that's how we perceive things, where are our spirit guides? When we are actually asleep and dreaming and back in spirit, are we able to communicate with them then? But then when we awaken back into the dream state here, do we forget them? So I hope that makes sense. So basically, when we're asleep back in the spirit world, are we able to communicate with our spirit guides there? Or are they in another dimension completely? I hope you can help me with that question. Thank you.
Yes, they're in the spirit dimension. Therefore, it's sort of like diving into the ocean and then getting back up on the boat. The people helping you are on the boat. You talk with them when you're on the boat, and then you decide to dive back into the water where now they're up on the boat and you're in the water and you can't really communicate. But then you go back up on the boat and you can talk to them again. So this is similar to what happens with your spirit guides. You focus on your physical experience, you withdraw within yourself. Now a portion of your consciousness as the soul is still there and still communicating with them, but as the physical being, you don't necessarily perceive all of that. But when you go to sleep, when you relax and go back into the connection of your spirit self, then yes, you're having communication. Sometimes you may remember them as dreams, or you may not remember them at all. Depends on how it serves a purpose to remember it, or how you remember it. But yes, that's basically what's happening. You focus down into physical reality. You want to focus on your physical life. You don't want to be interfered with. You want to be left to your own devices. The guides up on the boat will guide you subtly through synchronicity and a few other kinds of methodologies. And you can communicate with them freely when you're back up on the boat, but they leave you mostly to your own devices, just guiding you gently when you're under the water, when you're back in physical reality. That's just the way it works. It's the way you want it to work. Good day, good day, good day.
Good day, Bashar.
What would you like to discuss?
Well, I'd like to thank you, my deep appreciation to you for this interaction. And I would like to start with discussing step 5, volunteering of the Interstellar Alliance social experiment.
Yes?
I joined something called a threshold choir, which is a small choir of people who sing for people who are transitioning into spirit.
All right.
Hospice patients. And I was wondering, from a harmonic perspective, could you tell me how music helps to unlock people from physical reality?
Well, it can contain harmonics that are representative of the higher frequencies of the spirit realm, and therefore get them familiar by imbuing them with those frequencies, by bathing them in those frequencies, get them used to the vibrations that are representative of the higher spiritual realm and make the transition easier for them.
Oh, okay.
Sort of like lubricating the path.
Mm-hmm.
Putting them in a calm state that allows the transition to be smoother by bathing them in the harmonics of where they're going.
Oh, interesting. you recently described how our birthing process will evolve, and that we're going to be like in a dream state, and then we'll come out of that, and there will be a baby there. That's simplified.
Yes, but that's many, many years down the road.
Yes, and I was just wondering, could you similarly describe the dying process, how that will evolve?
Again, far in the future, as you know time to exist, it will simply be that you will step out of, quote unquote, the body. You will expand yourself back to the soul level, the astral level, and the soul spirit level. The body eventually will no longer even be left. It will simply disappear back into energy in the way that it was formed.
Okay, is there any transitional phase before that that we're
Well,
heading
yes,
toward?
again, it will be that the body will still be in your physical reality, but there will be no infirmity, there will be no illness. You will simply decide to leave. You will simply step out of it.
Okay. I was also wondering if you were surprised by the election results.
No, not at all.
Okay. I just have one more question. Now with step 6, the CE5s,
Yes.
do you have any, it's getting colder here. I've been doing some here, but it's getting colder here. And I was wondering if you have any suggestions for other types of group gatherings where we can make ET contact, maybe indoors or in an environment.
Do you think that being inside a building would in any way, shape, or form be an inhibition for extraterrestrial contact?
Well, how would we see them if we were inside, really? I mean, we just look out the window?
You can either look out a window or you can allow certain phenomenon to appear inside the building, like spheres,
Okay.
energy spheres.
That's a good idea.
So,
All right.
no, you don't have to be outside to experience contact. Invite them in.
Okay. That's a great idea. I'll just use my creative imagination to come up with something.
All right. Many people see orbs inside buildings, and some of those are representative of ET contact. Some of them are representative of spirit contact. So it's absolutely no impediment at all to have a building around you for an orb to go right through the ceiling or right through the wall. Remember, they're not in the same phase that you are. That's not going to stop them.
Yes, I appreciate that point of view, because I don't think most of us were used to doing it through CE5 outdoors, and it's not as common to have indoor ET contact gatherings.
Yes. All right. But again, it's not going to stop it from happening.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just happen differently. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate this time we spent together today, and I love you.
All right. As do we appreciate it, and our unconditional love to you as well. Good day.
Good
Amen.
day.